Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. Right, today I thought it was time to do a bit of a Duck Larange deep dive again. Now, I'm gonna hopefully this video won't be too long. He says, and I always say that, and then it ends up being longer than I planned. But you know what? We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. So today's video is going to be a bit about Duck Larange, which is J. Donald Trump. For those of you that may not be familiar with my nickname for him, and we're going to take another look at his chart, and we're also going to take another little look at the astrological weather, so we can see not only what has just happened, but and how it actually correlates with the astrology and triggering things, but also as well so we can see potentially what is kind of coming up. So what am I going to call this video? So I'm calling it Trump's Future, the Naked Emperor Exposed. Yeah. Oh man, as we know, unless you've been living under several rocks or on a mountaintop or, just maybe in some far-flung place, many of you will know that we currently have the January 6th hearings taking place. And I think we can all agree, irrespective of one's political persuasions, be it Democrat, be it independent, be it Republican, etc. And this is in the context of the United States and anyone else that is looking from around the world. The January 6th, two hearings that we've had already have been devastating, utterly devastating for Duck Larange, yeah? Because now, as you know, I've done lots of videos on Duck Larange, but this has actually been one of the first few that I've done specifically on him for a while. And that's good because, it was all getting all a bit too much, and there's been so much else that's been going on in the world, etc. and stuff like that. Let me just roll my sleeves up, actually. It's a bit warm. Got the fan on. But now, of course, all of his dastardly dealings are coming back to the fore. Now, many of you will know who've seen the video back in, I think it was December 2021, sort of near Christmas time or something like that. I can't remember the date exactly. But I did my 2022 predictions. And you'll remember, if you look back at that video, and I think I said from like the spring going into the summer. I can't remember exactly. Can you imagine? You can imagine how many videos us YouTubers do. We can't remember all the precise details. But the point is, I said a great truth will descend upon the world. And really, I want to upgrade that a little bit because I would say that has to be plural. Great truths. There's lots of great truths that are dawning upon the world, not only the world, but also as well America in particular. And not all of them are pleasant. As we know, there's a lot of shadow coming up. There's lots that's emerging, not only on the Republican side, but also on the Democratic side as well. Without me needing to go into details about that, we can join the dots there. There's a lot coming up because of this Pluto. Like I said, Pluto is like your next door neighbor's cat dropping a maggoty rat on your bed. And it's like, whoo! But then you've got to do something about it. So there's a lot of stuff that is emerging. We see, what is Pluto? Pluto, essentially the motto of Pluto is transform or die. That's essentially what Pluto's motto is all about. He's in sidereal Capricorn, causing all sorts of havoc and breakdown, but rebirths and regenerations of things as well. He's bringing up all the shadow. You can even see even some, how can I say? Let's just say there are even some people who have channels that are struggling with shadow themselves, yeah? In many ways, many people are, because what is happening is that Pluto is bringing up the shadow in the collective for everyone. Good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent, or in between. Yeah, these are tumultuous times, as we know. But it also means these are times of rebirth as well. So, to give you a little bit of astrological weather and what's recently just happened. So just so you know, when am I recording this? So Today's date is the 15th of June 2022, and I am recording this at 18:02, so 2 minutes past 6 in the evening UK time. As you can see, it's still bright and sunny outside, and yeah, I've just got my little ring light, but it's nice to actually shoot in the daytime. And I'm going to be meeting a friend later for dinner in the evening, so I need to hurry up. Because when I set up these things, or like any YouTuber, these things take more time than you think. I had it all ready, and then you camera ready, etc. Anyway, I digress. So before we go into Trump's chart, we'll go into Trump's chart. We'll pull cards on him, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what we can expect in the future. So what has happened recently? So yesterday was the full moon, not an eclipse like is what I was mentioning the other day. It was a full moon. Now this full moon was in sidereal Scorpio. Yeah, sidereal Scorpio. Now what I've got here, this is Duc Larange's chart, which some of you may recognize. And what I've got on here are the planets, where they are by transits. Yeah, literally they're just attached. There we go, with a little bit of blue tack. See, there you are on the back. That's Mars. Just so I can show you, when I'm talking about Duc Larange's chart, where the planets are as of real time today, sidereally. Where you see it written in pen, this is Trump's natal placements. Yeah, so this is where the planets were at the time that he was born. And just a reminder for everyone, he was born on the 14th of June, 1946. So actually, it was his birthday yesterday. Oh, man. Do you know what? That makes the timing even more profound. And I'll tell you why. So he was born at 10:54 a.m. in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Yeah, so it was his birthday yesterday. And what happened yesterday? Oh my God, talk about birthday booby prize. Right, it was the full moon. It was the full moon yesterday. Now, what does the full moon do? When the moon is new, when it's very close to the sun, it's dark. That's why it's called a new moon, and it really doesn't give any light. The full moon, though, however, of course, is when the moon is opposite the sun in terms of physics and stuff like that, which means full illumination. And what happens is, with full moons, things that were previously hidden tend to come to light, tend to come to the fore. They take on prominence, and people that may have been overlooking things in the past, or maybe just not paying attention, or it just wasn't something that was on their mind, suddenly becomes illuminated in the mind of the public in some kind of way, because the moon also represents the public, the consciousness. This is why, for example, the moon waxes and it wanes, just like the attention of the public waxes and it wanes. This is part of the nature of human expression. Deals with the emotions and the mind. Anyway, the point is this. When we have full moons, this often can be something where something is disclosed to the public that people may have had an inkling of but weren't fully aware of. So remember, the full moon was yesterday, June 14th, on Trump's birthday. Right on top, here's transiting moon here. Here's transiting moon. This is where it was yesterday. And Trump's moon is at 28 degrees and 5 minutes. And the full moon was at 20 of sidereal Scorpio. And this full moon was at 29 degrees. I can't remember the minutes, but it was at 29 degrees. Which is also exactly at the Gandanta point, which means drowning. Yeah, there's a karmic knot there. Trump was born with a drowning moon and many other things. Chemodrama moon, isolated moon. If this moon wasn't in an angle, he certainly wouldn't have been where he is now, because the moon here can be very unstable. But anyway, the point is, it's at the Gandanta point, this full moon. And this is the point where a water sign goes into a fire sign. And it's the last 2 degrees of a water sign and the first 2 degrees of a fire sign. So it happens between Scorpio and Sagittarius, it happens between Pisces and Aries, and it happens between Cancer and Leo. Yeah, those are the three Gandanta points. But this one is the most toxic one because it's in the tail of the Scorpion. And it is associated with poison. Yeah, associated with poison. But it's also associated with battles and all that kind of stuff. So this is a little bit what I would call this is cray moon. Yeah, it can be very, very unstable. So people who do have perhaps mental health issues and stuff like that, they can be very strongly affected by this, particularly on eclipses, which is what happened a short while ago. And unfortunately, we were dealing with all of those terrible shootings in the United States. Those shootings have continued, but these were the big ones that made the news. Anyway, so what's the point? The point is this. What happened on the 13th/14th in regards to Trump? Everything was being exposed about what? About his secrets. The evidence that was put forward was compelling because what was revealed, what was brought to everyone's illumination was that Trump knew all along that he lost the election. This is beyond doubt now. Do you remember before we say, yeah, of course he knew, but because there was that inkling, that benefit of the doubt, those that didn't want to believe the truth, or those that really genuinely believed the lies, or wanted to support Donald Trump, either way, that fig leaf has been removed. And for those that maybe have not been paying attention, that's not fair to say. It just may not have been a priority, let's put it that way. It has definitely been revealed now that the emperor had no clothes, because you've now had Ivanka, which I said, and if you guys look back, especially to the Christmas special, and then I've actually got a video called Madame Ivanka versus Duc L'Orange, which I did on June 24th, 2021. So it's almost a year ago now. I can't remember the full details of that video, but in there I speak about the choices that she has to make and how in some point she would be facing her father, particularly once she reached her 40th birthday, which she has now done. Yeah, I think she turned 40. She turned 40 in October last year. Now it's all starting to kick off. So look back at those videos. Just type that in and search and look back. And if you want a little feast on some of those things that I predicted, again, like I said, I've not seen that video for a year, so I can't remember entirely what I said. I just read my description, but I was looking, that was the theme, how this would intertwine. And I've always said that it could probably be some kind of testament from Ivanka or some other child that could really be the nail in the coffin as well. I think there's even one video where I may even talk about Liz Cheney or a blonde woman bringing Trump down. But I think it's a much older video. Anyway, so the point is there's now what? Full illumination as opposed to what Trump has been up to. Because look, his natal moon is here in that Gandanta point in Scorpio, and the full moon was just there. It's now in Sagittarius, about 18 degrees of Sagittarius. The moon moves very quickly. It's the fastest moving planet. We know it's not a planet, it's a satellite, but we say planet in astrology. And the moon only spends about 2.5 days in each sign. So she whizzes around. She goes through the whole zodiac in about a month, yeah? Roughly 27, 28 days. Or 1 nakshatra per day, which is 13 degrees, 20 minutes. So the moon is skedaddled off, but she's done her job. The moon in Donald Trump's chart is one of his most difficult planets, particularly because it's with Ketu. So what's happened? He's been exposed. Many of us have known it's all been BS and lies for a long time, but now it's actually happened in a forthright, transparent kind of way. We've not only had Ivanka, we've had the damning stuff that's come from Bill Barr and all the other people that were part of, Trump office, etc., and all of this kind of stuff. Of course, Giuliani essentially has been revealed as a drunk. Yeah, which again, if you look back at my Giuliani videos, have a good rummage through my backlist, because I've covered a lot of these people. I've covered a lot of these people in 2021 and made my predictions there way ahead, you know, way ahead in advance, in anticipation of moments like this. So, which shows that how powerful astrology is, but Vedic astrology in particular. Of course, Western astrology works, but this stuff is really accurate. And all you have to do, just look back at the videos, look at the things that I said, and you will see from there. So he's now what? Naked. Yeah, the emperor has no clothes. It's been revealed what is the things that have been revealed, or the poison that's been revealed, is that of course that he was doing a grift. It's not only that it is now unequivocally evident that he was told multiple times that he lost the election and deliberately carried on with this lie. And then he used that lie to fundraise. We all knew it was, most people who are watching this channel all knew it was BS. But there are going to be a lot of independents and Republicans who maybe have just been like, give the benefit of the doubt, you know, I think, you know, it was stolen, blah, blah, blah. Now it's unequivocal. There is nowhere to hide, because if you've got Ivanka Trump, if you've got Jared Kushner, if you've got Bill Barr, and other multitude of people saying this was bunk. I mean, Bill Barr was scathing. Now, does this let him off the hook? No, of course not. Because if he knew all of that stuff, he was still going along with the BS. Even his resignation letter was very complimentary, and we're still going to keep investigating. So he's trying to jump into a time machine and make out that he was some good guy all along. But at least he's making those statements now. Better late than never. However, a tremendous amount of damage has been done to US democracy, because these people were like this. When really they should have just come forward. They should have just put Trump in a corner and say, dude, sorry, you lost. We're making a joint statement. We need the peaceful transfer of power. You know, let's try again next year. Do you know what? If he did that, if he had done that, if he had had the decency, even a crumb of grace, which of course he has none, and just said, you know what? I think there was fraud, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I'm going to do the peaceful transfer of power. This is all blah, 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 what have you. And I'm going to come back next time. If he'd actually taken that thing, he would have actually carried a lot more people with him. But anyway, I'm not here to give Trump advice. What Trump has done, if there is any virtue, if there's any shred of virtue to the existence of this grifter of all time, like I said, he is the greatest con man of all time. I've gone into the deep analysis of his charts, but what he's done is this. If anything, he has revealed the deep rot and hypocrisy and deep corruption at the heart of US politics. Not only US politics, global politics, because, you know, obviously other countries have been meddling and, you know, doing all sorts of bits and bobs and paying this, that and the other. And there's all sorts of social media platforms, shall we say, where dark actors have been able to promulgate, their lies and their deceit. And you know, that is a much wider question. And if anything, what he's done, it's not drained the swamp. You remember he's like, drain the swamp, drain the swamp. In a way, that the swamp is being drained by the Jan 6th committee effectively. But what he's done is he's revealed all of the sea monsters, all of the dark, creepy crawlies, all of the mudfish and the flappers and, you know, whatever was lurking in that stagnant pool, and he's revealed it all. He's revealed it all because people have put their names to certain things to overthrow. All of these people have come forward. It says, you know, remember, let's not forget, there was, I think it was 129 people or thereabouts that signed that thing to essentially disenfranchise the vote. Do you remember that? 129 senators, or I can't remember which house, forgive me, that they were in either Senate or what have you. Got to remember, I'm here in the UK and I can't always keep 100% exact track, but I've done a video on it, and this is over a year ago now. But the point is, there are persons actively working to undermine the rule of law and democracy within the context of the USA government, be they in the Senate or be they in the House or what have you. That in many ways is what has been exposed. And this, in many ways, the moon, when it was here in Scorpio, in the tail of the scorpion, was illuminating all of the poison, not just of USA politics, but the poison of these top-down structures, this rampant capitalism without any compassion. You know, of course, that I grew up in the UK, you know, and, you know, much of Europe is a capitalist. We have capitalist systems. The whole world is basically run on some form of capitalism there in one form or another. You know, even China's not excluded from this. But when it reaches a point of such rampant greed, where all of the systems are essentially corrupted, where the top 0. Not even 1%, the top 0.5% is it can basically frolic and can and do whatever they want and set up all of these systems and crash things to make profit or create crisis to make profit, and all of this is being exposed. It's all being revealed. This is part of the big truth that is dawning, dawning on everyone. And in many ways, Duck L'Orange is this impish kind of creature in a way, who's so extraordinarily narcissistic and self-absorbed that he obviously didn't want to accept the outcome. But it's not just that. We know what he is. Many people knew what he was, and that's why they voted for him. We need to understand that as well. Many people consciously voted for this person because they wanted some of that dark destruction or to vent their spleen, which is a part of the human condition. What is not forgivable is all of the other people that went along with it. And now that they have to swear under oath and they face the prospect of prison or whatever, now they're spilling the beans, when really this should have just been disclosed, from the get-go. If they can do it now, then they could have done it then. So this again goes back to Pluto. Pluto in the second house, which is, coming into the second house of the USA chart for Donald Trump. Duck L'Orange is his 6th house. But the point is this, it's in Capricorn. Capricorn deals with government distribution systems, infrastructure of all kinds. Pluto's doing what? Death and transformation, like a hand grenade, blowing it all up. This is why there's all of these pressures. Last November, when the lunar eclipse happened in Taurus, at the exact exaltation point, I said not only will this give issues for the Queen, or there's going to be changes in female leadership, and the Queen's health would affect it, which is abundantly, been the case. She had to give back territories and all of this kind of stuff. Barbados, but they got new female leaders, 3 in once actually. What is it? It was the president, prime minister, and Rihanna essentially was named as woman of Barbados, or something like hero of Barbados. I think that was the one. And there's been a multitude of stuff as well that's happened with the Queen in terms of Prince Andrew, and then obviously the Harry and Meghan saga, which is being kind of run over again and again and again, which I think is a bit silly. But the point is, Moon also deals with food, nutrition, assets, security. And I said the big theme of 2022 was going to be things to do with food and inflation and security. So this thing with Duck L'Orange, with the full moon coming here in Scorpio, like it was, yesterday, right on top of his original moon, is illuminating all of the poison, all of the bile. Everyone realizes a lot needs to be done to kind of clean up shop and all of that stuff. So that exemplifies that. Also as well, just to say as well for Duck L'Orange is this. Now everyone's wondering, when is he going to be held account? Now I did a video which was called Melania and Duck L'Orange, so you can look that up, where I looked in the depth of his chart. And I want you to show you this here. here, this red part here. And he will go into Jupiter Ketu, which is snip snip, on the 22nd of October 2023. Now, I did this video, which was on August 26th, 2021. Melania and Duck L'Orange. Yeah, so almost a year ago now. And a lot of people were displeased that that I said that the second shoe will really drop for Donald Trump in 2023. But let's look. Remember, these things take time. It's already happening. It's already happening. So does that mean he's going to go to jail? Not necessarily, because I, like with many other readers, haven't really ever seen him. So I've got a little kind of thingy bob bite here. It's very sunny here. I've never really seen him going to jail, and I've said that for a long time. You never know. Could be wrong. Yeah, could be wrong. But I think unlikely, or it could be house arrest, or, you know, something like that. But the point is as time goes along, and particularly when he gets into his Ketu Antardasha period, he's in Jupiter at the moment, but when he gets into Ketu, that is really where things are probably going to really go downhill, because Ketu is with his moon, so that could be complete mental breakdown, or, you know, something to do with the health, or he may say he's got dementia or Alzheimer's, you know, something like that. Again, all of these options I've already ventilated, shall we say, in previous videos. So there's that. Also as well, I mentioned too that from January 2022 onwards, I said things would start to get more dicey for Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I said he would experience more scrutiny. And that's because he's just started his Saturn major period. And that means the thumb screws are on, the pressure is on, and he's going to face more stuff like that. So go through and look through for my Tucker Carlson video, which again I published last year, and you can see some of those things where I talk about timings. So the wheel is turning, folks. As I said, the first solar eclipse this year happened in Bharani, and that's all about the female reproductive system. And we were talking about Roe versus Wade, but it's also about youth, people that are young. It's also about breakthroughs. It can also be about protest as well. Aries is about war, protest, conflict. Another thing to mention as well, if we look here, currently we've got Uranus and Rahu, and Venus is here. What's going to happen is Venus is going to move out. She's going to move to her own sign of Taurus. And this actually might even help Donald Trump a little bit, because he's got a lot of planets in Taurus, by the way. Anyway, but towards the end of June, around about 26th, 27th, Mars is going to come into sidereal Aries. This is where things are really, really going to blow up and heat up. Yeah, really going to blow up and heat up. So we could see dramatic things. Unfortunately, this could affect the gun violence. It could also affect the war in Ukraine. We could see an escalation, or will something be suddenly brought to a halt? It can also cause travel problems. Planet Uranus deals with aviation. Yes, aviation. And we've been having huge transport problems. So it could mean there could be a few more for the summer. It can even deal with things like earthquakes and stuff like that. I know, maybe not the most optimistic. However, it could also deal with surprising breakthroughs. We're going to be in for some surprises, folks. Particularly as June and July gets underway into August. You know, this is all going to be hot and bubbling up here. But it could also be time for its spectacular breakthroughs, even the announcements of new inventions. But expect revelations. Planet Uranus is sudden shocks and surprises. So let's just do a quick old read for Duck L'Orange. So what's his future now in context of the Jan 6th Commission? What can you tell us, Spirit, in the context of Jan 6th Commission? So let's pull here. What's going on for Duck L'Orange? He must be seething. And let's see if there's more testimony from Ivanka that they're going to pull out. Remember, she testified for eight hours. So I think the knife is going to be plunged in and twisted, not necessarily by her, but certainly by the Jan 6th Commission, because they're going to obviously give some juicy tidbits. They've obviously got more up their sleeve. And like I said, like her or not, you know, she is very hawkish. I said, I said Liz Cheney would be the star of the show. And I said it will be women that will save America. Just remember that. Women will save America, regardless of what stripe they are. It's long overdue. Anyway, back to Duck Larange. Let's see what we've got. Ooh. Here we go. All right, here we are. What symbolizes the reading? Here we are. King of Pentacles, but reversed. Yeah? Perfect. It really, really, like, this is Duck Larange all over. So, of course, this is the money card of the, you know, the patriarch. You know, he's looking after money, has managed his money well, and is now rich and successful. But here, this can mean a money-grubbing, money-pinching, stingy, mean, and cruel man who is obsessed with his wealth and keeping every single thing he can, and even using potentially fraudulent means to gather in the funds. Look at that. Perfect description of what I was talking about. And this is all being what? Exposed, yeah, by the Jan 6 committee. If we look in the obstacle position, what do we see here? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords in the obstacle position. We all know who this is. This is Liz Cheney, isn't it? Just like I was saying. But it's not just that. There's many other female law makers or laws people on the what? The Jan 6th Commission. So we're having this cool, detached and analytical analysis of everything, of all of Duck Larange's dodgy schemings, money-making scams, and the whole shebang. And also as well, these are his debts too. These are his debts, which are going to become a calling. Remember as well, I think they start maturing in 2023. Remember what I was saying? Ketu will snip, snip. It's all happening, folks. It's all happening. But, you know, as we know, there's plenty of other douchebags who are, you know, need to be dealt with. So there's that. So the Jan 6th committee are doing what? They're using every tool they have in the toolbox, every means of information at their disposal to really expose Duck Larange over here, who is sweating, yeah? Absolutely sweating. And what is it that they're going to expose? His greed, yeah? If we look here, it's the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups deals with wish fulfillment and stuff like that. But really, this is all of his grifting and begging, yeah? All of his grifting so he can feel what? More comfortable, more satisfied. He used the big lie to line his own pockets. But now look. As the outcome card, he gets the Two of Wands. So he's planning, strategizing, trying to work things out, maybe potentially even looking for escape. If we look here, you see the world is in the palm of the hand. So not only is the world looking, but this is almost Duck Larange pondering his options. Do I maybe need to go somewhere else in the world? I mean, I think that ship has sailed now. He's so notorious and all that kind of stuff. He'll be known as a flight risk. And I think, like I've said in previous videos, if he was going to escape, he really should have done it ages ago. But the point is that this is the world looking and pondering. This can also be people who are watching the January 6th Commission, who previously wanted to give Duck Larange the benefit of the doubt and are now kind of like, because this is the card of pondering one's thoughts, speculating, making plans, adjusting one's plans. So I think this as well, this has really made a lot of people think, because a lot of people wanted to dismiss it before as a witch hunt, yeah, because they love Duck Larange. And now I don't think they can. So very interesting times. I hope you find that very interesting. Also as well, if anyone would like to book a consultation with me, then please feel free to visit the archetypalblueprint.com. I've still got a little bit of space in June, but mind you, it's filling up pretty quick, which I love. But you know, it's a rolling thing. July is not far away, and of course I help with things, all sorts of things in terms of, you know, money, finances, you know, the future, health, etc. If you want to read any reviews, there is a link. I always put the link below, and you can look on my Facebook page and all of those things. And don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. I hope you found that very interesting. And also as well, I want to say, for those of you that are on the Chalice of Light membership, and you would have won a free reading from me, or you may not have heard from me, or I may not have heard from you, can you please just write to me again? Sorry if it's a bit annoying. Link is in the description to let me know if you've had your free reading, and if you haven't, I'll get you free reading. That's what I want to do. So, you know, Saturn's retrograde is a great time to review processes, infrastructure, all those kind of things. So that's just come back into my mind. I think one or two of you haven't got that free reading, which I really want to give to you. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for all the new subscribers as well. Thanks for all the new members too. I'm going to be bringing some new content as well in terms of other deep dives. Also as well, let me know as well, potentially members, what video you would like next and for me to look at. So I'm going to leave it there, a shorter video for me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you guys on Saturday for Happy. All right, thank you, bye-bye.